So continuing with the engine house on the roof, using thin sheet styrene, twice the thickness of paper, and I've cut that into various little squares, got some rocket card glue, applied that, stuck them on in a kind of random fashion, but they still kind of look neat. And obviously with the way they overlap, you can see the folds on top of each other, creates a nice effect. It was Matt Woods, a guy on Facebook, that done this technique in one of his buildings, and I borrowed that idea and created my own. Put some patches on the roof as well. Started with the roof vents using styrene and card, then using corrugated sheeting for the sides of the roof vents. Put some card on to shape the roof. Got the first layers of paint on, black, grey washes, some rust washes, and generally try to age it. Finished off the vents by adding corrugated sheeting to the roof. Started applying paint on those to give them an aged effect as though they're an addition later, because to let the steam and the smoke out. And I feel as though the building came together quite quickly. I like how it looks. I like the aged kind of worn effect on it. It's exactly what I'm going for a typical old building built in the 20s, and on the layout it just looks great. Very happy with it. Now I need to carry on finishing off this area by putting the lights in and bring it all together, so stay tuned. Got these 3D items from two different sellers, can't remember them just now, but the pumps were from one seller on eBay and the other one was a shop online for the air conditioning units. So I've stuck the 3 air conditioning units on buildings, painted, washed them, they look great, and also done the engine shed doors. They're ready to get applied onto the building. So started working on the yard lights, Eve model from China, come with resistors, soldered them up, painted them grey because they're gloss black, and then put some rust washes on them. Wired the first 3 into the layout using my Gauge Master controller. I've got 3 track switches on that, and I use each one of them for lights on the layout, and this is going through like track 3 on my Gauge Master controller. I stuck those first set of yard lamps in, which are 3 sets of doubles. So got another set to put in, another 2 lights going to put at the back of the engine shed. Then got some lights in the little buildings round about that area that I'm going to add as well. I've got some street lights I've painted and wired, but they'll be added at a later date. So I wired in the 4th yard lamp, and it surrounds that area quite nicely. With engine shed lights, it looks great. I've also added the doors. It really sets the scene up, just adds more kind of detail to the scene and makes it look a little bit more realistic. The 2 buildings on the left got the little gooseneck lamps put on them, one for that kind of diesel area, that's just a little fuel point for the small switcher, and the other one's a little snack shop building. So with the 4 yard lights, the 2 building lights and the engine shed lights, got a lot of wiring done on this. As I said, it's all through track 3 on my Gauge Master controller. So I've wired it all up to that. Other lights are wired to the other 2 tracks, but it looks great, very happy with it. Got my Canadian Pacific diesel running a freight train through the scene. Love the paint livery on this, and it's just nice to see it run trains through a kind of nearly finished scene, as it were, apart from the small details, bushes, trees, some more lampposts, signs. So yeah, whole load of details to go. Even though it looks done so far, there's just so much more that you can add to this, and I'm looking forward to doing it without going into overkill. So let's watch this lovely locomotive run past. It's one of my favourite Camelback called Mother Hubbard 260 with tender. So here is my Broadway Limited little 060 diesel shunter, Route of the Rockets. It's a lovely little DCC shunter. I had to speed it up there to go over that little bit. There's a little sticky bit there that I tried to address, but it's not running as smooth over that little area. But I will pay more attention to it just to get a little running shot of this on DCC coming out of that engine shed. Just looks great. It's all part of the fair as far as running a model layout goes. It's got a really striking livery. Ontario Northland. It's an RS3, road number 1307. Anything Ontario, anything Canada whatsoever, if I see it. They're hard to find. It's not usual you come across these. And these Atlas locals run as sweet as a nut, even slow in DC on your old analog. These are some of the best locomotives you can buy, I swear by them. I'm a great fan of Atlas locomotives. Love the paint scheme on this. Basically took it out, stuck it on the layout and was running like a dream straight off the bat. And they just come in as cheap as chips. Way cheaper than a lot of double gauge stuff. So yeah, so glad I went HO scale. Having so much fun with it. And the variety of locomotives and stock and liveries is great. I'm basically just throw all caution to the wind and stick whatever I want on the layout, whether it's prototypical or era specific or whatever. It don't matter. As long as I've got trains running, and this is a cool looking train with my Ontario Northland boxcar at the end, so I'll leave you to watch a few running shots of it before we tie this video up. So very happy camper, thanks again for tuning in, and stay tuned for more work on Angels Ridge Railroad.